all the people who commented what I should build first on my airplane. The point of my video today is to figure out what has been already built and done, and I'm going to inspect it and see if I need to do anything else to it. After I inspect what has been done, me and my dad are going to make a plan of what we are going to build first. So this is the plans for the airplane. And today I'm going to look at the page that tells me exactly how to read these plans. So when you're flipping through the plans, you always want to roll the pages over when you're turning the pages. So this is basically the dictionary of the plans. Like, basically tells you how to read the plans. So let's go take a look at what has already been built.
All right, Catherine, so here's some pieces that we picked up that had already been completed by the previous builder. And what we want to do is inspect them and make sure that everything is done correctly to the plans. So we'll do a visual and a tactile. You know what tactile means?
I think you lost me.
Okay, it means like you feel it. Does it feel smooth? So take your hand and run your hand across the top of this and let me know what you find. Feel a couple little bumps there?
Yeah.
It's mostly smooth. What about on that row right there? Ooh, what'd you find?
Ouch.
Yeah, we've got a rivet that needs to be addressed. So grab your red pen right there and we'll put a circle around that rivet because we have to come back to it. We need to highlight it, we need to come back to it. Let's keep feeling down the rivet lines and make sure that all of those rivets are good. See if we find anything else that we need to fix.
This is kind of rough.
Yep, that one's got a little bit of a bump on it too, so let's put a circle around that one.
This one's kind of rough too.
Yep, let's put a circle around that one.
The rest feel pretty smooth.
What do you see about this one? Use your eyeball on this rivet. Does it look like all the other rivets?
No.
See how we have a little small smiley over here that's opened up? Means we're going to have to address that one. What about this guy?
This one is rough.
Yep.
This guy needs some work. The rest are smooth.
We check this end line.
Boop. You need to work.
Okay, so what we found on just this one piece are a couple rivets that didn't pull correctly. So I don't know that we're going to be able to fix that without actually taking that rivet out and putting a new one in. This one here, maybe, but this, because it's a visual defect, that's probably structural as well. We need to fix that too. So let's come over and do the same thing to this one. Find on this one?
Some spots are a bit rough.
Some spots are a bit rough, but nothing here on this one is crazy like we had over here on this one with the bump sticking out on the rivet.
Right.
All of these can be fixed with just a little bit of
Smoothing.
smoothing is a good way to say that.
Or like filing, sort of.
But what we are concerned with on this one is that visual inspection. So if you look at these, do you see any of those smileys like we saw on that one that was kind of like,
No. Except for this one.
Just that one right there. We check this one over here. We check this end.
Yeah.
All right. Now, come around to this side of the table. and we're going to see if there's any difference between the two on this side. So immediately, what do you notice? So immediately, what do you notice different between this one and this one?
Well, this side has rivets down here. This one does not.
That's a very quick observation. So we actually have to figure out where he stopped building these at and why they're different. Okay, the next thing is, as we look at this piece, we'll put it up on the end. Notice that this has already been riveted. So since I have this up, let's run your finger down all these rivet lines and see if there's any on this side that need to be addressed.
Pretty smooth.
Yeah, it's really smooth. So now what I am really concerned with is we're going to have to take some of these out, because as we look, rivets are called final assembly pieces. Clecos are temporary, right? We learned that already. These are final assembly up to this row. This row has not been
riveted.
Hasn't been drilled. It's got the pilot drills from the factory, but it hasn't been drilled for the rivets, and it has not been dimpled for the rivets. So we're going to have to take off about 4 or 3 rivets on these rows. We need about 6 inches so we can pull this up after we drill it to then correctly
clean it,
drill it, dimple it, and then put the rivets in. So we're going to have to undo some of the work that was already done before we can get started.
And then we can just redo the rivets, then we can move on.
Correct.
Dad, final means like done.
Right.
So how do we like undo the final assembly?
Well, that's a good question. Do we want to do practice work on the real pieces?
Probably not.
Probably not. So what did we do last week when we learned how to rivet?
Well, we did do some practice riveting.
So let's grab our practice pieces where we practice making rivets, and we'll practice undoing rivets on our practice pieces.
That sounds like a good plan. Now I gotta find the pieces.